Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Radiant Tale. Going to get Ginia's normal end today. We got the happy end last time. It was fucking beautiful, goddamn, and we had to start off on this CG because we're gonna get the CG variation. So let's just ask, where's Ginia? Apologies for changing the subject, but might you know where Ginia went, sir? Pardon? I heard him reply just now, but he still hasn't come out even after all this time. Isn't he right in front of you? No, he isn't. The variation is a slight change in his feet. Like, it's almost the same, but sure, whatever. I continued to look away from the bewildering stranger as I went on mumbling. Ginny is more, feminine. No, more androgynous. Someone with a masculine aura is. How do I put this? He clashes with Ginia's distinct character, I suppose. Huh, I see. Oh, yeah, I get it now. You're flustered because I'm surprisingly manly when I'm undressed. You know what? I'm appreciative that this had a different CG version just for this interaction. Because this is great. Why are you approaching me with a smirk like that? How can I resist? Your reaction is simply adorable. That's not an answer. And this naughty girl's trying to avert her gaze from reality. So it's my duty to make her take a good, long look at the truth, right? As I stood there speechless, Ginia shrugged. Then he smiled, his eyes crinkling at the corners. It's the first time I'm showing you my nude face, after all. I get why you'd be stunned, but take a good look at reality. So we're back to where we were, but that was getting steamy for a second, and then you were like, anyway, look at my naked face. That's not the naked I was looking at, but sure, okay. But and then this is, okay, so it's basically, okay. Wait. A bit too spicy. Yes, a bit too spicy for young children. Sir, I'm an old lady, and it's a little too spicy for me, is all I'm saying. All right, anyway. That's Common Route Chapter 2. Common Route save file 1 was in Ginia's route. Right, okay, the save, right, okay, so this is it. All right, so this is the one we'll load. Okay. Therefore, I said, no. I don't. I couldn't exactly say, yeah, and it's not just anyone, it's you. Thus, I can only deny it with a shaky voice. But my gaze darted around restlessly. I could never fool Ginia with my axe. Really? Your eyes earlier were those of a lovesick maiden, though. He's completely oblivious, and it's testing my patience. He hounded me, pressing for an answer, and I threw in the towel. And what if I said it was? Okay. I'm wondering if the normal end is just gonna be we go about and we just never get to admit our feelings to him because he knows and he's like, don't tell me, and then we just, don't. The normal end doesn't have a CG, so I'm not special to him. I mean, Ginia wouldn't be mean to me. He probably doesn't even think of me as all that important. I'm not important. What are you going on about? You're a secretary, are you? I want to be your secretary. I'll sit on your desk, sir. Just run with that. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Listen, I get to be Ginia's secretary. I kind of played that role, I think, in Zephora's other... Listen, clown bitch. I'll show you what a secretary's good for. The only thing I know about secretaries apparently is from porn, and I never watch porn, but I'm just guessing. I don't think that the job I'm gonna do for you is exactly in a normal job description for a secretary, but for you, I'll do it. Sorry, I don't mean in the sense of work. We're a good team at work, I think. It's more in our private life. Well, it's really all because of my feelings. I told them what had happened recently in bits and pieces. Everyone traded glances. And now we get to, everybody and then Rady crying and passing out. Adorably so. Um. Hmm. Ugh, he's so beautiful in this. The transition scene. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I'm sorry, I'm tired, it's late. My only concern is the normal ending's going to be really short. And if the normal ending's really short and we don't get a CG, then, like, my thought process would be to, say, do the Calibus and the, Aleste end all together. But I'm okay with doing the Aleste and Calibus ends together as a part. You know what I mean? Because if Aleste gets a CG, then we can end on a beautiful Aleste CG. That's okay. Sorry, Calibus. That's what we're gonna do. But I don't want to, like, end and have all three of those together, because ending on that sexy Ginny CG would be so fucking good, and then Aleste wouldn't get his moment. So it's like, but, like, it's been like 5 minutes, so yeah, all the men. Yeah, all the men will. I trailed off, scared that I might make things awkward between us. Instead, I nodded vaguely. You're right. Thanks to you, Ginia, I think I'm a lot more like a beautiful woman. Not like. You are a beauty. You should have more confidence. I shut the mirror with a click before turning back to face him. Okay. Well, no, because then, okay, wait, no, because we're getting this moment where he's going to tell us don't. And then they're going to yell at him, and the next choice is the last choice in the alley, so... Yeah, but this isn't going to be a very long part, so I'm like a little... I want Aleste to get his moment, but I want Ginia to have his sexy CG moment. You know what I mean? Only fair, right? Because you searched frantically? It's because you searched for me with everything you had? Well, yes, that's correct, too. He was out of breath. Hair was a mess. Streams of sweat trickled down his cheeks. I was so elated by the extent he cared about me that my heart clenched in my chest. Though I'd caused him trouble, happiness began welling up for some odd reason. I thought you might be crying somewhere, and I just couldn't sit still. My makeup's supposed to be sweat resistant, but I was so panicked that it's starting to run, as you can see. Ginia grinned and looked at me with soft eyes. But that's not all. Carefully, gently, like the stroke of a petal, Ginia placed his hand over mine once more with a soft smile. So, okay, same thing. Alright, so now he's going to confess his feelings. Basically. Oh. Are we getting... this is the end title, so then we're going to different after Siege song. Okay, we can skip that because we did it once. Okay. We don't have to watch the end credits again. Okay. Time passed in the blink of an eye. With Prince Calibus' ceremony finally on the horizon, I was spending yet another day running around in the castle in Arthir. Your Highness, your fitting session for the ceremony's outfit starts at noon today. Okay, thank you. Your Majesty, there's also a report from the Chief of Protocol for you. The various core items from the Major 5 have arrived at the castle safely. Indeed. Thank you for your report. Tell them to guard the items with utmost care. Yes, please excuse me. Let's see. After I deal with this paperwork, I'll have to go receive our guests from Orions that arrived late. There were witness reports of fiends in the forest, so I also need to request that Aleste dispatch the security forces. Since there was less than a week before the big day, the entire castle was in a huge uproar. No one was spared. Ginny and I were swamped with various prep work, so much so that we didn't even have time to sleep. I'm going to assume, because, like, it seemed like we still got the end where he kind of confessed his feelings, chased after us, whatever. It's just the normal ending because we didn't we tried to hide things and whatever, so this is more like, again, what they usually do with normal endings is like, yeah, so we're kind of interested in each other, but we haven't fully like, I don't know, maybe he said I love you still, but it's like instead of like the super romantic-y ending, you just get like, yeah, no, our relationship's gonna go well, and it's gonna take some time, but we'll get there, and you're like, oh, you know. It's just gonna it's gonna be a slower burn than the happy ending, you know. But it's not like I was worried that the normal end was gonna be like, you know, hey, we just continued on. I got over my crying and we continued on just like friends like normal, and I buried my feelings deep and one day I'll get over it type of a thing. That would kind of be a bad end, I feel like, but, you know. Sometimes games think normal endings, they're like, this is the normal ending. You're like, what part of this is normal? This is horrible. I guess, but like, this is a game. I don't want it to be reality normal. I want it to be game normal, where you're like, it's still pretty fucking happy, you know? I got diabetes from it still. I returned to the office without stopping to take a breather and began looking through the paperwork I had to check. I knew this would happen, but still. Ginny has finally returned my affection, but we can't even take the time to go out somewhere together. But, well, work had to come first. I'd also long braced myself for the eventual hustle and bustle. Even then, I could only sigh at our present situation. We couldn't do anything couple-like this. I just have to endure one more week, though. Surely work will slow to a more leisurely pace after the ceremony, right? While I worked, I entertained my escapist fantasies and considered what we'd do when this was all over. I'm back! Ginia! My face lit up as I rushed over to him, but I immediately realized something. Ginny's expression wasn't merry or energetic in the least. You look exhausted. Are you okay? I'll make some tea. You should at least get a tiny bit of rest. I mean, I'd love to have a nice tea party while gazing at your lovely face, but unfortunately, I've got a meeting to run to. It's one even I can't slip out of. Ugh. Oh. Hey, don't look so heartbroken. You're making me want to slack off, too. I'm not. I flared up at his horrible false accusation. Then, Ginny had gently pulled me into his arms, but we don't get a CG and they could have given us one. Well, let's leave those things for later. A soft, warm kiss was pressed to my forehead. That would have been a beautiful CG! You could have drawn that. It's a black screen. You could have drawn a CG for this. I mean, we got a lot, so I'm not going to complain, but I am going to complain a little bit, because that would have been beautiful too. Just imagine it. Close your eyes. As the screen's black and just... Ginny with the soft... You can see it in your head, can't you? I can. Once everything's over, I'll make sure to dote on you so much that I'll make up for all the time lost now. After that brief statement, Ginny waved and ran off. I mean... Fabulous. I know you were going to do the whole I can't fall in love things and I'm scared. No. You were just like, people always use me. Well, you're not going to. Cool. Anyway, let me fawn over you and do your makeup and just treat you like a princess. I'm here for this, sir. Even if you tease me a little. I'm here for this. All of this. Why are you perfect? I mean, every game we play, there's always a perfect one. There has to be, otherwise it wouldn't be fun, would it? Anyway, after that brief statement, Ginny waved and ran off. Jeez. I felt the lingering heat of his lips on my forehead, although I gotta be honest. Well, you know, we just said Rosie from My Next Life as a Villainess was perfect, and like, Ginny is pretty much tied. You're tying with Rosie right now for perfect. To be fair, like, it's our... Who's your favorite of all-time love interest? How am I supposed to pick one? That would be rude to all of my favorites. Like, I might, in some games, be able to be like, there is one that stands out above the rest. Okay, like in Code Realize. Van Helsing, favorite. I love Saint Germain. I love Lupin. I love Victor. You know, Impy wasn't my type at the time, but like, he's got a special place in my heart now. But like... Van Helsing, number one above all else. There's not a question. Like, absolutely. You know? This, it'd be really hard to be like, ooh, God, I love Ginny, but I also love fucking Zephora. So, like, do I have to choose? Because I don't want to choose. I mean, Vishalia's route was great, and he's beautiful. I understand why people like him. Ion's sweet and adorable. Vilio's great. All the characters are great. I love all of them. But Zephora, Rady, and Ginnia are my fucking favorites. But Zephora and Ginnia would be tied, and I'd be like, sorry, Rady, you're going to have to take a backseat to those two? Easily. But, like... And for God's sakes, I mean, Aleste probably doesn't really have a route, but I'm still like, even side piece over here is kind of up there, you know? So it'd be hard to choose just one, you know? So, like, if in a game I can't even pick my number one favorite, how the fuck would I pick my number one out of all the games we have ever played? That's physically impossible. That is just rude. I can't do that. Good on you if you are like, I have number one favorite and nobody will ever live up to them. It's like, I can't do that. Because then, like, you look and you're like, oh my God, but then, you know what I mean? I can't do it. I can't do it. My brain's too much of a whore. All right? We love them too much. That's why we have a man harem, all right? Reality again. One man kind of girl would never have a throuple, wouldn't be polyamorous, anything like that. I couldn't deal with that. It's not my thing. In this world, in my man harem brain, in my 2D Otome world, all man harem. That's it. So many of them. Keep them all. All of them. All the boys. Man house. You know. Trying to find other words to say man harem. But it's basically just a man harem. Like, that's it. I just keep adding wings onto this fucking mansion in here, okay? It's a good thing that we always find people like Ginnia or Saint Germain or something that have money to just help us add additions onto the man harem. I'm just saying. With all of our Pio Fiore boys. The Mafia's got money, motherfuckers, so they're always bringing I'm just saying. I'm smart like that. I know how to invest. Like, but so, I mean, Ginny is perfect. I mean, he is. But he's also stacked with the other ones that are perfect, so that really means nothing when it comes out of my mouth, to be fair. Anyway. I felt the lingering heat of his lips on my forehead. Oh, I can only imagine. Wait. Yeah, I can. A tender warmth burned in my heart. Using those as sources of motivation, I dived back into work, preparing for that eventual day. Is that it? You know, I'm gonna milk it. I'm gonna milk it, okay? We might do, I don't think, okay, hold on a second. There was such a subtle difference. Did you see the difference? No, and you won't because, okay, wait. Okay, little smirky grin, right? A little, like, slightly shocked, like, wait, what? Questioning look, and then slightly down tilted eyebrows. That's literally it! That is literally it! I don't even care! I'm not even complaining. You were like, we just changed his eyebrows. That's it! That's all you did! But you know what? Masterful. Because it was worth going back and replaying that scene with a different comment just to get the added fucking things. Oh my god. But that's so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Oh, cool. You can. Oh, okay, cool. Reset at least helps. Oh, no, but that didn't work. But reset, you wanted to do like. Reset doesn't do anything. Never mind. I was just trying to see, like, I mean, that's just glorious. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I wanted this part to be a little bit longer, maybe closer to like 25 to 30 minutes, just so we could be like, okay, it's kind of a... It's fine. It's fine. It's going to be like, it's over 20 minutes now, so. It is what it is. Stare at this beautiful bastard. Because this deserves its own end scene, right? But if Alest gets a little bit of an ending and gets a CG, I mean, he does. He has to have a CG because we saw it in the intro song, right? So he at least has a CG. So it deserves its own time to shine because I love Alest. If it was anybody else, I'd be like, whatever, slap it at the end, and then Ginia gets his second CG thing, whatever. Sorry, Calibus, but like if you get a CG, it's going to be like, okay, great, but you know, Ginia would get the spotlight. But if Alest has one, I have to give it to him because I love him. So, you know. As much as Ginia? Maybe not. Maybe not. Questionable. I'm still in the like, okay, could we just make this like a group thing? Because it's been perfect. I would have taken that too. You know, but I think in the next part, what we'll probably do is do the Calibus ending and the Alest ending together. Just because they're like side characters. Like, they're not even important side. I hate to say it. That's was what I was gonna say. It's not that Calibus was with us the whole time, but you know what I mean. They're not like Ginia and Leon who get their own fucking route. They're just getting an ending in a route. So I feel like common route save Alest and Calibus endings. Oh, unlocks 2 CGs for each one of them. We'll see. We'll see how long they take. You know what I mean? So, like, if we do Alest and for some reason he takes like 30 minutes, then maybe he'll have his own part. But if it takes like 15, 20 minutes, we might as well do them together. You know what I mean? But we'll see how long they take and decide if they're going to be individual parts or, you know. Because, like, I'm going to give Ginia his own because he deserves his second CG spotlight. Because all of our love interests always get that, you know. We do the good ending and then we do the bad, normal, all the other endings. And this just happened to be a shorter part. So fine. But we'll see with the other ones. Could I use the extra buffer of the extra part? Sure. But it's one day. It'll be fine. So I'll see what happens with those ones, and we'll make the decision as we're playing them to do it right then and there if we're gonna do that. But Aless has got 2 CG. Is it 2 CGs or is it 1 CG with 2 versions? Because that, you know what I'm saying? Come on. I don't know. 2 CGs to me means 2 different ones, you know? So, but anyway, God, this is glorious. We've held on to this almost as long as the game. But then, like, the game was like this, and it's like, I'm sorry. I know you're not staring at his chest, but this was all I needed when they zoomed in. I was like, look at how goddamn fucking gorgeous this man is, even without makeup on. Jesus. The screen was gonna go dark, and you were gonna lose him, but anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.